Hello everyone, this is Clary from Shadow Moon Tarot. Welcome back to my channel, and this is another episode of the Astro-Tarot Series. This series, as I have said before, is for people that know how to read the tarot and just want to add an extra astrological layer to their interpretations. In the first few episodes we spoke about the planets and the astrological signs, and we talked a little bit about the energies around them. But because this is, I believe, a very important topic when we interpret cards, I thought to revisit it and speak about it more in depth in this episode. To illustrate things, I am using this chart that I found online. It is by kylegrant76.com. Originally it was black and white, and I decided to color it in so that it is easier to spot things while I'm talking during the video. In this particular video we are going to talk about the elements, the modality, the polarity, and the orientation of the astrological signs. Starting by the elements, I think we all know from tarot that we have fire, earth, air, and water. And the elements indicate the type of energy that its sign expresses. When we're talking about fire, this is connected to the suit of wands, and it expresses passion, identity, the personality, and spirit. And astrologically it is associated to Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Then we have the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. The earth element is associated to pentacles or coins, and it speaks about material things and security. Next we have air. The element of air is associated with the suit of swords, and astrologically corresponds to Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This element speaks about intellectuality, mental, social, and communication issues. Last but not least, we have the water element, which is represented by Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces in astrology. In the tarot, it corresponds to the suit of cups, and it expresses emotions, feelings, and the soul. Next, we are going to speak about the movement of energy. This is expressed by the modality. In astrology, the signs are divided into 3 categories based on their modality, and we are talking about the cardinals, the fixed, and the mutable signs. Each category has 1 sign of every element, and starting with the cardinals, they are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, and these are natural leaders. They are pioneers. They initiate and generate energy and change. They are active, direction driven, and when this energy is in excess, then we have people that are overcommitted and maybe forceful. Now, the element that each of these signs is in shows the original idea, the motive behind the movement. So, for example, for Aries, it might be a passion or some personal goal. Then for Cancer, it might be a feeling. For Libra, it would be the need to balance things or to connect with others. And then for Capricorn, the motive can be a material goal or the need for security. Then we go to the next set of signs, the mutable signs. These are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. The mutable signs are flexible and adaptable. They distribute the energy and connect different things, and they respond very well to changes. However, when this energy is in excess, then it can be scattered and all over the place, and these people may find it very difficult to ground themselves and finish anything they deal with. Then we are going to speak about polarity. This is the charge of energy. As I said when I was talking about the astrological signs, some of them are characterized as positive or negative, and masculine or feminine. What does this mean? This refers to the yin and yang energy. The yang energy is a positive masculine energy, and we are talking about an energy that is outgoing, self-expressive, logical, and left brain oriented. And the word associated with this is freedom. While the yin energy is negative and is said to be negative and feminine, and we're talking about an energy that goes inwards, is self-repressive, intuitive, nurturing, and more right brain oriented. And the word associated with this energy is security. In the wheel, starting from Aries, we have positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, and negative energy. And this represents the natural breathing of life, exhaling and inhaling. And yeah, and that's easy to remember, I think. Then we are going to talk about orientation. This is how we see the world, and the astrological signs are divided into 3 categories. And here we go into the inner circle. The first 4 astrological signs are the so-called personal signs, and they are focused on personal needs and wants. That's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Capricorn, and Cancer. The next set of astrological signs, the interpersonal signs, are Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio, and they are focused on others and social life. Then we have Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces are the transpersonal signs, and these focus on ideals, the universe, and spirituality. As we can see, this falls in place with the traditional divisions of the tarot cards. So the first 4, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Chariot, fall in the first category of cards that have to do with the personal development. And in astrology, it's like an infant that comes to the world and they try to identify themselves and their needs and wants and try to find a way to meet them. And then after we pass this stage, we have Strength, Hermit, Justice, and Death. It's the next set of tarot cards where, having realized yourself, you go further than that and you realize the world and you're trying to understand the world and live in the world. Then after that, we have Temperance, Devil, Star, and the Moon, and it's the stage where we realize that there is something bigger than us, there is something greater than death, and we dive deep into our psyche, into our hopes, into our subconscious, and we are looking for spirituality and, you know, try to see the bigger picture. So yeah, this is the basic theory that I wanted to cover today. To make things a little bit easier to remember, I created this chart, but you will find similar charts online everywhere. One of them exists in a book called The New Way to Learn Astrology by Basil Fearrington. And what this table shows is the modality of the astrological signs: cardinal, fixed, and mutables. Then the elements: fire, earth, air, and water. And here I added the polarity, which is the yang and yin energy, and obviously the astrological signs. If you were to memorize one thing in astrology, I would suggest it should be this chart, because that will make things a lot easier later on when we speak about the aspects between the astrological signs. And now let's pick one card. I have the Tarot of Dreams here, and I only have the cards that relate to the astrological signs of the major arcana. Mind that what we know here also applies to the minor arcana, as we will see later on. But for now, let's stay with the basics. Let's pick one card and see how we can use the information that we already spoke about to add more meaning to our card. And here we have death. As we all know, death, the traditional meaning is about, something that needs to change, a sudden change, transformation, and all this stuff. Now, astrologically, this corresponds to Scorpio, and as we know, Scorpio is a water sign. So, talking about the elemental associations here, we are talking about water. So this card has to do, in a reading, could have to do with feelings, emotions, and things that happen in someone's psyche. Then looking into the modality, Scorpio is a fixed sign. As a fixed sign, it's a sign that resists change and tries to preserve the status quo. They don't want to change the current situation, even if the situation is not the best for them. And when this energy is extreme, it can be totally inflexible. Then we can check the polarity, and the energy here is yin, which means negative feminine energy. This person may be an introvert, very, very intuitive, and very directed by the right brain. And very concerned about security. Last but not least, this is an interpersonal sign. So here, this card may have to do with how we relate to others and how we try to make sense of life. And basically, it's focused on our relationship with others and with life. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want to stay connected, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful time. Much love. Bye bye.